Yeah, he goes, wake me up when you go. I woke him up and he goes, can I come? I was like, yeah, sweet. So I grabbed him some clothes. He didn't even put a shirt on, he just left his pajamas on. Being over there is good, but because it makes you appreciate here. Like being back in Australia, bro, the weather, the beaches, the food, the people. It's different, man. I used to ask myself when these injuries were sort of coming whether it was because of my age or whether it was because of the training and the recovery protocols that I was doing at the time. Yeah, so my name is Ben Roberts. Recently retired from rugby league. I was fortunate enough to play 14 years, just over 14 years of rugby league. So I spent 7 years at the Bulldogs, 2 years at Parramatta and a year at Melbourne Storm. For there I went over to the UK Super League, and for me that's probably where most of my injuries probably occurred. Unfortunately did my Lisfranc in my foot. For those of people that don't know what the Lisfranc injury is, I suppose the easiest way to put it, it's separation of bones in your feet. So I'd torn one of the main ligaments in my foot, which then caused my bones in my foot to separate. Come back and tried to play and the exact same thing happened again. So and that was probably 8 weeks after I originally did it. So then I'd pretty much missed the whole season from there on. Surgical wise, I had to get 2 plates and 6 screws put in my foot. My mindset at the time, obviously having a good support system behind me with my wife and my kids, it was always positive. My body now, it's probably in the best conditions it's been in a long time. And I mentioned before that, when I started getting these injuries, I started questioning whether it was my age. And I can honestly tell you that age is just a number. And that's not, it might sound a bit cliche, but as far as injuries and stuff like that, you may be more prone as you get older, but there are certain things you can do to prevent them and to maintain that strength and that health needed to be able to, I suppose, execute and play and, I suppose, expand your career. I'd love to help future athletes, future rugby league players. And how do I do that? I suppose it's giving them my experience that I've gone through. For me, I don't want them to go through what I went through at the end of the day. So if I can sort of, make them more aware of how the body works and what they've got to do to prevent these injuries from happening. Like I mentioned before, that'll probably set them up for their careers. Yeah, the less injuries they have, I think the more successful they'll become, or the more opportunity they'll have to become successful. So, if I can do that, if I can make them sports ready and do that by giving them the best opportunities, then I know that I'll go to sleep at night with peace of mind.